So it's like this translates not even just from like how we're in the music industry, how like anything, like whether it's podcasts or you're trying to sell fucking clothes or a restaurant, like it doesn't like, starting a gym, like all of them, it's the same thing. Like you got to have a team of people that you can trust and that you can count on. Because if you don't got that, then it's like you just got to find new ones. Because it's like you can't do it on.
Speaking of finding new ones, then as High Caliber had to make some cuts along the way.
Yeah,
you guys have had to.
I mean,
Jake's been ruthless lately.
Yo, I'm not playing games.
Like, yo, you ain't fucking good enough, Bo.
That's
how you gotta be.
That's how you gotta be.
Like, and it's not even trying to be like a dick. Like being too nice and like allowing everyone to join your team.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just gonna set you up for fucking failure.
Nope. Jake,
you gotta, because like, dude, at the end of the day, like, most of the time I'm working with my friends, right? But like, business is business, friendship is friendship. Like, you gotta be able to draw that line. And like, I don't like, even one of the people that we started High Caliber with, I mean, I fucking dropped him. I like set up a message with everybody else, and I was like, yo, there's no way you guys like don't feel that this dude sucks, right? So we got rid of him.
Well, it's kind of like, and that's the thing too, is like, yeah, because even when like Jake's dropped other people from like Built Different, like the management group, like he's even, he would ask me, he's like, hey man, what do you think about this? And I was like, and he describes why, and I'm like, you're right. You know what I mean? Like you're totally right. Like that's.
And at the end of the day, it's just like, it's like stuff like, you all gotta like just be doing your role, at the end of the day, and like you can't wait for anybody, otherwise it'll never fucking happen.
Definitely won't.
You gotta keep, if you basically keep moving forward to the point where like, if there's someone behind you that like isn't with the pack, like, dude, you can't be held back.
No, because that's what it is. It's even like that with like a lot of like friendships too, which people will do. People will like whether they're trying to like succeed in just whatever it is, that like their friendships will hold them back because they've been with them forever, or like that they're from the past. It's like, hey, these are my people from the past, and like I love them, but like, they just hold them back because they don't want to like succeed, or it's not that they don't want to succeed, they just don't try. You outgrow
people. Not one thing I've learned is that not everybody's meant to be in your life forever.
Nope, exactly, and that's definitely what it is, and I agree with that like 100%. Like it's fucking wild. You got that shit ready?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, well, because like a lot of these, like, I don't know, I watch like a lot of like inspirational type people, like David Goggins.
Yeah, I fucking love that dude.
He's fucking nuts. I've listened. He's a monster.
I don't even know about some of that guy's stories though. Like I've listened to his audio books. And I love David Goggins, but fucking like running with like broken shins and shit. Is that even
He'll
possible?
have like pus.
Obviously it was.
Like, is that possible? I don't know.
He's like the extreme.
Yeah,
like,
he is extreme.
But like.
But some people need to hear that shit though.
Yeah.
Like I think that's why Andrew Tate like blew up so much too, because he's just so aggressive with like his style. Like, and there's some things I agree with like him. There's something I don't, but like some people need to hear that aggressive, get off your fucking ass, you're a pussy, get to work.
Yeah, it's a big eye opener.
And to be honest, I was one of those people for a long time.
All of us.
Like if I was a young man, dude, like I'd probably be a huge Andrew Tate fan, dude. Because I was at one point I needed to hear that shit.
Well, that's what it is with a lot of people, and like a lot of like I don't really agree with almost most things that Andrew Tate says, but you are right, like in that sense, to where like he does.
Some people just need to hear that shit.
Yeah, literally, and it's like there's that's the thing that's kind of cool is I feel like that's the shift lately, is that's what people have been like talking about. It'll be like almost anything that you hear that's been like popular on the internet, or something like Cat Williams, for example. Like it's all about like people like almost exposing the truth of like whether like you need to work harder, that you need to actually like be the person that you say that you're going to be, because like
calling people out on their bullshit. Like it's gone like the society has this weird thing right now where it's like you can't hurt people's feelings, and if you call someone
so stupid,
then if you call someone it's like if you call someone out in their shit, you're the fucking asshole about it.
Because
that's how it is, dude. Because I do that shit all the time, man.
But I think people are starting to get like there's a shift as like that was the norm for a while, but now I think people are starting to get like fed with it. Like this is enough.
Well, because it is good, because like it's the whole thing of that what is it, like people who get their feelings hurt over anything that anyone says, it's like your feelings are valid and it's totally fine that they got hurt, but you shouldn't expect anyone else to give two fucks that your feelings hurt, because they shouldn't, because it doesn't like unless you're really close with them, obviously.
Yeah.
But like you know what I mean, like because it doesn't like matter, like it's like you're just one person out of the 6 billion in the world. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly. Everyone's got. I got problems. Like we all have problems. You know what I mean? So it's like Yeah, it's like if my feelings get hurt over something about it, like I talk about it to like, you know, my close friends or something like that, or you know, I say it to my cats because you know, but it's like, you know, like it's one of those things like I don't need to bother other people with like that kind of stuff because it's like one, you're just projecting that like negative energy on them, and then it doesn't help anything. It literally helps nothing for you to just get upset over it and like project it onto someone else. In my opinion, at least, like I don't know, I'm not like a fucking, you know. I don't know.
Well, because at the end of the day, too, if you kind of like put that energy back on somebody, you're just kind of sticking with like them. You know what I mean?
Victim mentality, right?
Yeah. Like if you drop you're down to the same level as the person that like did whatever, like then you're the fucking might as well be the same person.
That's actually what happens a lot with like that actually is what happens a lot with like almost even relationships with people is that so say there'll be like, you know, a relationship, one person makes more money than the other, one person seems like that they're more attractive, they're funnier, they make more money, they're just like whatever, they're like
they'll beat that person in every category.
Exactly. And then the other person feels like almost like that they're lesser of them, and then they're afraid that they're gonna lose this person because of that. So they do like there's either one or two things to do. It's either you step up and get to their level, or at least try to, or you bring them down with you, you know, and that's what people will try and do. So it's a lot of times people will be in a relationship and that's why like they almost, you know, make their other significant other feel bad, which is like,
you want to be with someone who pulls you up, not pulls you down.
Exactly.
I've been in those relationships where like that other person tried to bring me down like with her because and she had her own demons, you know, and like when I look at it, she also had like a really bad drinking problem, whatever, and I was kind of always I was always trying to be that person, trying to help her and be more supportive of her. But it's like the tougher that I tried, the further I went down.
Yep.
It was fucking weird. Like I was trying to make her life better, put more energy into that than she was on herself.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that.
Yeah, like,
that's like me and my ex, like my kid's mom. Like it was bad. Like because like we both like had our problems back then, like as far as like depression and shit. And then us being together, like it just literally dragged both of us down, like to the point where like you know,
especially when both people aren't healthy. Like sometimes trauma bonding helps, but a lot of times it doesn't either. It can go either way, really.
It just for me it just made it worse.
Well, I mean, like if you look at it in the sense of like, so say two people get together and they're both like they just can't go out in public, they're so bad with it or whatever, and then they both like say like love museums or something like that, but they just can't go because they can't be around the people. If these two people can go to the museum together and they feel better about it, that is like good trauma bonding. You know what I mean? Because they both have this trauma, but they can both help each other work through it. But then there's the other kind where it's like, you know, you trauma bond over, say, the same thing to where it's like you don't like going out in public with people, and then you just like feed off of that. You're like, yeah, we don't want to go out ever. We're just gonna stay at home and like not fucking like ever go associate with people and not try and get better. And like that's like negative trauma bonding. So it'd be like the same thing as like you both were like not helping each other in that sense. And it's like that's sometimes
it was bad.
But that's like tough. Like I've been in that same situation to where it's like the same thing to where like you just both like are not necessarily, you're both feeding off of each other's negativity because it's comfortable, it's easy. Like you don't want to do the difficult part. You don't want to take you want to take the path of least resistance and do what's easy and not go out and not go enjoy the things that you want to actually do because you don't want to go.
And it's so easy to slip in that comfort mode, dude, of just staying at home, throw a pizza in the oven, turn the Xbox on, boot up the computer, dude.